Hi, this is Jeff Moore from Peak Music Studios, and today we are going to discuss one of the most fundamental concepts in singing and one of the most misunderstood. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and we want to make sure you get the information so that you can improve your singing quick and efficient. All right, we're going to be discussing matching pitch. And what is matching pitch? I'm going to be using some descriptive terms, and we're going to, in the language of singing. So we're not going to use the exact terms that would be used in either science, and we're going to try to get the idea across to you. And that's what's important, getting the correct idea of what's going on. So what is pitch? Matching pitch means matching a note in music, and these notes are specific indicators that something vibrates a certain amount of times per second. So if you look at that squiggly up and down line, and it needs to be regular. How high the line goes, that's how loud it is. How fast it vibrates, that is matching, that is the pitch. For example, A4 is a note on the piano, and it vibrates at exactly 440 times per second. Now, to match pitch, you need to make your vocal cords, your vocal folds, vibrate at exactly 440 times per second to make the air vibrate at 440 times per second. And then the listener hears that as an A note. But our voices are not recordings, and so we try to get as close as we can to matching pitch. That's why matching pitch, it's never, are you good at matching pitch or are you not? You get better over time. You get better at hearing what is average for matching pitch and exact midline pitch. And you keep improving your hearing and your capability to match pitch over the course of your career in singing. So don't believe the idea that it's just something that you learn, like you learn how to write your name. I guess we could compare that, because some people have beautiful flowery script that's just, excellent. And, when you're first learning how to do it, you can get the idea across. And so this is something that you continually get better at. All right? So remember, each note vibrates at a certain frequency, which is how fast, how many times it vibrates per second. And to match that with the noise, the sound, the note that you sing. So if we're singing A4, which is a common note, that's in a lot of songs. In fact, it's one whole step below the note that most people think is amazing that Steve Perry sings in Journey for Don't Stop Believing. It's not the hardest note that you can sing. However, it is in that range. So singing that note well is a good thing. Now, if you sing A440, A4, which is vibrating at 440 hertz, and you're actually vibrating a little faster at 466 hertz, then you're at the next note. Or if you're vibrating slower than 440 hertz, you're down to 415, then you're the next note lower. And if it's just somewhere close to that, you're somewhere close to that. The idea that you can exactly get there all the time is a myth. You can't get there exactly all the time. What you want to do is be there most of the time, and on average, you and everybody else is going to hear you as being on pitch. So this is why it's so important to practice matching pitch with something that can tell you exactly what you're singing. And we're going to tell you exactly how to do that. So secret number one, you want to get as close as possible on average to matching pitch. But you can tell that if something is artificial, like a piano note, let me play A4 on the piano. And this is A sharp on the piano. And this is A flat on the piano. Those are three distinct notes. But you can, if you are exactly between those as you cycle up and down, that's what we call vibrato. And it sounds like it is on pitch on average. And I'm going to show you an example of that. So if you look at the graph to the right, if you think of a line on either side, the left and the right, that's A440, and then the up and down lines, that's going up to A sharp and down to A flat. If you do that regularly, that's called vibrato. And that means, if you're doing it this way, that it sounds like it's on pitch. And we're going to show you an example of very good vibrato. So if you look at that graph again, what you're going to hear is one of our students singing an F sharp 4 note. It doesn't really matter what note it is because it's the same for all of the notes, but this note is vibrating at about 369 times per second. And you don't have to worry as a singer, you don't have to worry about how many times it's vibrating per second. You just have to sing the note by making your singing, your vibrations match the number of cycles per second. You don't have to count them or anything, all right? I happen to know them because we're responsible for great detail like that. As a singer, you just need to learn how to match pitch better. Anyway, so this F sharp 4 note, our student is going to go through and she is going to start exactly on F sharp 4 or pretty close to it. She's going to hold that and then she's going to start to move it up and down, up to G and down to F. And she's going to go between those 2 points in a regular fashion, and it sounds beautiful. So this is a secret that on average you need to be exactly in between 2 spots, and if you get on average between those 2 places, it sounds like you're exactly on pitch, which is why vibrato works. You don't have to sing vibrato always, but it shows you that you don't have to be exactly on pitch as long as on average you're on pitch most of the time. So take a listen. Vibrato starts. Let me play that one more time. Listen to her. She is going to get straight up to the note, hold it, and then she's going to start vibrato. Great example of delayed. Hold the note, and the vibrato. All right, so next, we're going to ask, how can you get better at matching pitch? And how can you get better at vibrato? And how do you know what pitch you're singing? There are applications that you can use. The one that we use in class, Singer's Checkup, and My Singing Coach. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to Pitch Match up top, and that's going to walk you through testing your range. What is your range? Your range is the lowest note to the highest note that you can comfortably sing, and all the notes in between. Not all of those notes are the same as far as ease of singing. Some of them are going to be very hard around your break, but we discuss that and talk about strategies about how you can do that. Just recognize that you're going to be able to sing a certain low note, a certain high note, and notes in between, and you may miss one or so notes in between around various areas, and we talk about strategies about how to make those sound good. But if you happen to miss a note, it's not a big deal. But the pitch matching is going to train you to sing exact notes, and it's going to tell you the exact note to sing. And that's going to get you used to matching pitch. So they do that on a daily basis, once a day. And it's going to take you 5 or 10 minutes to go through that. And you might spend a couple of weeks, you might spend a month on that. Once you can do that comfortably, then you go to the exercises that we give you in class, and you're going to use the pitch detector to help dial in your performance. How are you going to do that? Well, you're going to play the exercises, and you're going to wear headphones while you're playing the exercise. And then you're going to use the pitch to tell you exactly what note are you singing. And that is going to help you dial it in. It's going to tell you up top A4 and down below on the keyboard where that is located. And usually you're going through this and you're going to see that you're not exactly on the note. It might be between and it flashes back and forth. You try and move it down a little bit if you need to move it down, if it's flashing up above, if it's flashing down below. This is going to help you dial it in. You want to be on the note most of the time. If it jumps around a little bit, that's okay, but you need to have it solidly on one regularly. And the more you use the pitch detector to help you sing phrases, this is going to really dial that in and make you better faster. So use the pitch detector, even singing melodies. Rules are practice daily. You need to be practicing daily. Test your range first. When you get comfortable with the application walking you through testing your range, then after that, take the exercises from class or exercises you're working on or songs you're working on. Put on headphones so that your microphone isn't picking up other musical notes. It's just picking up your voice. And then use the pitch detector to help lock you onto a certain note. Now, you may not know the note. You're going to hear the music and you're going to sing a note. And if it sounds exactly right, make sure you're locked onto that note on the piano. This visually is very, very fast for students to learn, lock in, and we will walk you through that in class regularly, and you're going to get used to knowing what notes you need to sing just by singing and seeing it in front of you. Rule number 4, don't strain. If you start to lose your voice, if you feel any pain or discomfort, stop. Bring it up and start tomorrow. If it happens regularly, talk to us, talk to your doctor, and find out why you're straining so hard, because you shouldn't be straining to sing. You're always trying to stretch your voice. You're always trying to get better. But if you are stressing your voice, you don't want to do that. And as far as range checking, you can check your range. Don't spend more than 5 minutes on this each day. Once you get used to it, that 5 minutes is really going to pay big dividends. So open up your app, start working on your exercises, and lock in those pitches. It will improve your ear. It will improve your voice, and it will make you a better musician. I'm Jeff Moore with Peak Music, and I will see you next time.